Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's a scene for Scepter the Howling Wind, a Werewolf the Apocalypse game set in San Diego. So, Jesse contacted Zhongli, the Glasswalker backwards compatibility to the people, and asked him to meet with him at Cub Housing because he has a cub that shows a lot of potential to the Glasswalkers. And so he wanted him to meet a fellow Glasswalker. So Jesse's basically just kind of leaning against a tree nearby, waiting for Zhongli to show up.
Zhongli will show up. He is not wearing his usual worn suit. He has on a black trench coat with made out of leather. Currently wearing what you could only assume to be combat or hiking boots, and jeans and a t-shirt. Nothing really dressy compared to what he normally does.
Jesse, in all of his coyote glory, stifles a joke and shakes his head and smiles at Zhongli and says, "Thank you for coming out here today. I really appreciate it."
It is my pleasure to assist in anything that you need.
So he'll give a nod and he'll go not directly to the Cub housing itself, but to a cabin very nearby, a small one, and he'll give the door a rap. Not like the police just showed up, but just one of your Raya is knocking on your door.
Emery will poke his head out and smile and go, "You cops."
It is I, he who knocks. Great warrior amongst the Coyote Bash. Let me in.
He'll open the door, and it's just a small living room, nicely decorated. Disney toys everywhere.
He'll hand motion
Zhongli.
Yeah, he'll motion to Zhongli. He'll say, "Zhongli, this is Emery Delgado. Emery Delgado, this is Zhongli."
He'll nod and say hi.
Zhongli will nod his head. You, Zhongli. Backwards compatibility, No Moon, child of Cockroach, Cleath. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Imri.
Let's see if we can do it, Emery.
Huh?
We'll see if we can do it, Emery. You got it yet?
He'll kind of roll his eyes and go, "I'm not doing it. I can't. It's just no."
You make me look terrible as a person. You know that, right?
Then you look terrible as a person, but I'm starting the revolution. Well, I'm joining the revolution. I think the revolution.
I'm gonna kill that fucking bear. I swear to God, Raffia Dro, you're gonna die.
Steel Raya, I will say that there's very little that Imri could do to make you look bad in this particular instance.
Oh, thank you. I don't know if that was a compliment or anyway. See, there's this, but I do appreciate it. Either way, there's this. I swear to God, I think he's Garu. I'm pretty sure he's Garu. There's this guy. His name is Raffia Dro, and he does not give a full introduction. He refuses. He says that it divides the people, and it's overly formalistic to the point of breaking us down as I don't know. He hold his hands up.
I mean, he makes a good point.
You know what? I'm not going to argue you right now. I want you to meet your Glasswalker.
He'll get the biggest smile and he'll go, "Oh, hey."
We'll get your daddy to argue it later.
Huh?
We'll get your daddy to argue it later.
He'll just smile like they told me that you were the guys to talk to about, people who are into same stuff I'm into, and he'll shake his head and he'll go, sorry, I get excited and my mouth and my brain don't function together.
Jesse shakes his head. He sits down.
No moon?
Me?
He nods.
No. He looks at Jesse to make sure he's saying it right, and he goes, Gibbous moon?
He's a Gallia.
Right?
He's a Gallia, but I'm gonna be real. I'm pretty sure he's got Noisha blood in him.
So you're against the idea of complete formality?
Yeah.
Have you considered a compromise?
I would be open to compromise if one that I would be okay getting behind was there, but
maybe I can give you 2 reasons that you should give some degree of introduction. One would be that others have a tendency to do as you say, stereotype based upon what they hear. For instance, you have heard I'm a child of cockroach. That implies a degree of urban familiarity and a preference for the devices and techniques of the Weaver in many minds. I'm sure you've heard something to that effect.
Yeah.
What if I was to tell you that I couldn't turn on a computer if you had a gun up to my head?
He's gonna look at him like, is he serious?
I've seen it. It's terrible.
Instead, I'm a scout. All my training involves moving around in densely packed areas, whether urban or wilderness. This is a major advantage to a no moon, that everyone underestimates or misperceives what I'm capable of doing. It adds weight to some of my words when I speak. But if misdirection is not your favorite aspect, then you can do as I do. I will not insult the intelligence of my elders, but I will point out that no one has noticed yet that I never give a full introduction, as traditional and formal as I am. I always leave out something, whether it's my Hamid name, the fact that I'm a Hamid. Perhaps I won't mention that I'm a no moon, but in every introduction I give, I leave something out. So, those are 2 options you might want to consider.
Cool. Thank you for your perspective.
Steel Raya wished me to discuss with you about your interest in my tribe. Is that correct?
Well, it seems like the only place I actually belong.
Jesse, by the way, is incapable of not being a parent and is basically mildly cleaning up. He's just straightening stuff up.
What do you mean by that?
She means me, sorry. Well, I want to use the things that I know to to help the SEPs, and basically all I know is how to make a computer work or do exactly what I wanted to, then sometimes also get into places I'm not supposed to be. So if that's the only thing I'm really good at, that's where I belong, right?
There's one tribe I haven't mentioned to you in depth and detail, but could use your brand of skills, but there's a big stereotype against them.
What do you mean?
To be honest, what you're saying doesn't not fit with the Bonars. And everybody shits on them. They're like, these fuckers over here, basically the lowest of the low on the totem pole, blah, blah, blah. But they are the first ones that are fucking in the city. Like, and I mean on the street level, doing fucking guys' work. And sometimes they need people who can do wet work, you know what I mean? And people who can do, like, this kind of stuff, you know, like computer stuff. I'm not great with computers. But, like,
I hacked into the Pentagon last year. Does that count as anything that they would do?
Wow. So, yeah.
There's actually 6 tribes that you could easily join with those skills and capabilities.
Do me a favor. I like him to have alternative perspectives. So if you wouldn't mind me tossing the Den Parent duties over to you for a second and giving him your insight, I'd love it.
Very well then. Imri, there are plenty of options for you. Of course, you thought of the Children of Cockroach. We are very commonly associated with computers, technology, and rebellion. Steel Raya wisely pointed out that the Children of Rat are also known, though, for their ability to get into places unseen. In many ways, I share a very strong affinity for them because I agree with many of their methodologies, even if I myself prefer a slightly different route. Like the Children of Cockroach, they have tossed aside their past for different reasons. And if you're looking for rebels, they too are known for that. However, your skills would be widely accepted amongst the grandchildren of Thunder. Their penchant for infiltration and understanding of weaknesses and flaws in systems, people, societies would be something that a keen eye such as yours would find a great deal of use. There's a lot of renown that could be had there. But your skills also would play a role in the Children of Al. They're known as wanderers, and by their very nature are different, considered outsiders by some, but also able to fluidly move between our various societies, nationalities, and seps. Skills in computer would allow you to get places that others might not be able to, and electronic records, as far as I am told, are the key to identification now, which means your ability to travel, he says with a half smile, would be greatly increased. And yet they are not the last tribe that could use your assistance. I know as well that the Children of Gaia have need for individuals such as yourself. Their work with kinfolk and the fact that they too are often in cities, regardless of preconceptions, is important. Many of the protests that you see or the activist groups that they assist with I believe your computer skills would be good with something. Shameless troll, I heard said social media.
Oh yeah, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have all of them.
So those are some options, but there's one that you probably haven't thought of, and there are many here who would think that I am quite mad for suggesting it. But a child of Falcon would be something that you would also find yourself useful in. You're a gibbous moon. You are skilled with computers. And I learned about this from my mother. There's this thing called Ancestry.com. Imagine if you were to present the children of Falcon with the ability to track their genealogy in an easily accessible data whatchamacallit, data fortress. And
He holds up a finger and picks up his tablet and starts tapping around, and he holds something up and he goes, I've kind of been working on this. Takes the traits that I've been told some of us show before we change, and applying it to records that are supposed to be confidential, like school records and child protective records. Things I'm not really supposed to have, but also linking them to names that we know, genealogies that we know, to try to find people before they change.
so that brings me to my main point. There are 6 easy tribes that would accept you. Even with the degree of rebelliousness you bring, even the children of Falcon would see much honor in the work you do. So, the real question you should be asking yourself is, what can these tribes offer you that would help you improve, perhaps along the path that you wish, or maybe more introspectively as a person or a guru?
He'll nod. He's thinking.
Bear in mind, you can also write tribeless and then see if one fits you later. I'll kind of say from the kitchen, doing the dishes!
He could, Raya. I would, in his case, advise against that because he has a skill set that is unique, a capability and a mind that would allow him to benefit quickly. And while he might not have any political aims now, I can't speak for you, Emery, but getting in early in your case, with all the advantages I have mentioned, would likely see you as a rising star, a force of change, and would afford you the opportunity to become more talented or skilled or refined in areas that you might see as a weakness in yourself. You mentioned before that this is the only thing you're capable of doing.
Well, I mean, that and taking care of my kid.
But the way you phrased it implies a degree of inadequacy, or at least a sense of such. A tribe is uniquely positioned to assist you in becoming something more than you currently are. And if that is something that you seek, well, my tribe would be willing to assist you in many ways in that regard. However, I won't make a pitch for the Children of Cockroach as a primary choice. Because I think that well, Unicorn and Falcon, I think, would be most interested in you. One could make you a leader, teach you about confidence, maybe perhaps a little overbearing. And then the other happens to be filled with people who are Silver Fangs.
I honestly have only met one Silver Fang and maybe two, and I liked them.
I think you have a place among them, considering the work you do and the infusion of new life and talent that they're looking for, without realizing they're looking for it.
Jesse will lean his head in and say, "The family you're marrying into is Silver Fangs, so they can probably help you with that. And you do got some Falcon hanging about you."
Yeah, when I go into the
dig into your heritage to see if you have their standard of blood, but that's the only thing about them. They prefer Garu that are a little more tied into the heritage of our people.
well, Devin is my dad, and my mom was just a normal human as far as I know.
Well, your dad is a lord of the Fae, so if anybody has noble blood, he'll just kind of notice, like, kind of. So I gotta give it to you. I'll point over to Zhongli. Not a tribe I had considered, but I can see what you're saying. Now that you mention it.
I personally think it would be good for him.
It's definitely something to consider.
Beyond that, all I can do is share my own story. I chose to remain with my tribe that I was born into because there's not enough of us looking backwards at what we've left behind. It's cost me a lot. It's earned me some black marks. It would be a difficult path to follow. But were you to do it with, say, the Children of Falcon, and you were successful, the benefits, the bringing to them your force of informality, could do for them that which I'm doing for my own tribe. Exceptions, after all, prove the rule.
He has a very thoughtful look on his face. He's taking in everything that's being said.
On another note, you mentioned that you're a capable father.
Yeah.
If I were to attack you right now, could you kill me?
What?
I'm not saying are you capable of. You're a Garou. By default, you're going to be able to rip a foe from limb to limb, but mentally, are you prepared for that? There are more threats constantly around you in the city. It's just a fact of our urban landscape.
He looks like bad memories kind of have kicked in. I killed someone once, and I'm hoping to never have to do it again.
The reality of being a Garou means that you're going to have to, even if it's just in self-defense. It's going to happen one day. If you join either of the urban tribes, it could happen sooner rather than later. The children of Cockroach, we're like the children of Rat. We're tasked with going into a place that many refer to as a scab. Conversely, the other tribes that we have mentioned are more likely to have you out, I believe, a bit further from the central parts of the city, if I am not mistaken. He says, looking over at Jesse, and
He nods. He's right.
It's the second reason why, in my long-winded discussion, I was not pushing forward my own tribe. You have a son or a daughter?
Son. Or daughter, whatever he chooses to be.
And I assume that
I love you! From the kitchen.
And I assume you don't want any harm to come to him.
Never.
Children of Falcon can help you a great deal with that. Same with the children of Gaia. Despite how much of a misnomer their name is with them following Unicorn. From what I've seen, Unicorn can be pretty black indeed. So those are my arguments.
I thank you for your time. I mean, it was insightful.
Can I give you a piece of unrelated advice?
Sure.
Learn to fight.
Oh, I mean, I can fight. I just don't like to.
That's not what I meant. I believe you have the capacity to injure and harm others. I believe that you have the skills necessary just by being a guru. I have yet to meet one, even Cora, who doesn't realize it yet, is more than capable.
Oh. Can these toys come off the bed?
If I may, I think one of the things that you're trying to say is learn when not to fight as well. To control's rage.
I forget sometimes that I imply a lot more than I explicitly state. But yes.
Smirk. He'll smirk softly and like kind of nod. You got to ragabash his tongue. I appreciate it.
I talk far less than a gibbous moon, I hope.
He'll kind of just like look confused. I don't actually talk that much. I don't get this.
It's not always a matter of speaking. It's conveying the ways of our people, our traditions. Some of us are storytellers. Some of us are dancers. Some of us just help to connect the Garu to the past.
I knew one who used to rally everyone in battle, not with story, but with song. Kind of like those drummers from the Revolutionary War or Civil War. I didn't pay attention in school.
I appreciate you so much sometimes.
I also know a gibbous moon who happens to be really good at saying a lot with almost zero content in it. Sometimes all you need is a lot of words and a shiny distraction.
So when you say shiny distraction, it's like you literally just put fucking like catnip in front of Jesse's face and he looks like, where's shiny distraction? He doesn't say it, but that's the look on his face. Like, oh, shiny. Where?
But your rage, your mental state when it comes to killing, your inhibitions, no one can prepare you for the aftermath. But you can always train your body to react in such a way that you don't even have to worry about losing control.
He'll nod.
And that comes from the angriest no moon you will ever meet. If Steel Raya has anything to contribute, I have said my piece.
Nothing right now. I think that you have. I have very much appreciated and enjoyed what you said, and I think anything else would be an over elaboration. I smiled thankfully at him. Emery, you got any questions or?
No, I understood what he was saying, so I just have lots to think about now.
Okay.
I mean, regarding tribes and stuff, I have a lot to think about. I do need to find somebody who can help me with my other project, though.
Which one?
The one for Cora.
Have you considered Raffia Dro? There's a child guy running around who's real smart. His name is Arthur. His name is Mr. I think his name is Platinum. Is his star name? There's Raffia Dro, Star Eyes. You know what? Cora actually is his protege. Cora's mentor. And then maybe Sasha?
I met Rafi. He he is a character. At some point between offering to be his friend and, you know, throughout the conversation, somehow or another, never mind. Just never mind. That was a weird day.
He'll smile.
But I need somebody who is mechanically inclined, who can build the prototype. I'm good with computers, but not with mechanics.
Your daddy, talk to him, because I think I heard him. He'll think a moment. He'll kind of like duh. There's something he said, but I can't recall what it is. That's making me think that you should talk to him. So you should probably talk to him.
Okay.
Shameless troll. There is a child of cockroach named Shameless Troll.
Okay.
She is a child of cockroach. They tend to have capabilities or know individuals who happen to have that sort of expertise. I am the perhaps only exception.
Nah, I met others like you.
Okay. I just I want to make things easier for her.
It's understandable.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I got to think about a whole lot more stuff now.
Jesse will smile and he'll wrap up what he's doing, and he'll come over to him and he'll kind of hold up a fist for fist bump.
Fist bump given.
With explosion.
He'll
say,
dead.
"See you later, brother." Okay.
He'll give him that little two-handed salute and go, "See you later, Papa Wolf."
He'll chuckle, and he'll bump Zhongli and motion his head at the door.
Of course, Raya.
Give him time to think. And he'll walk out with him. And he'll smile and say, "Thank you for coming out here today. I really appreciated your insight."
It was my pleasure.
And he'll give him a nod and head back to his duties. I think that's a good place to end. Yay?
Yeah, works for me.
Yay! Thank you everybody for playing, and thank you watchers for watching. Bye-bye.